Hello everyone, thanks for checking out my video and welcome to my channel, Jersey Shore Pondscapes Videos. My name is Chris and as usual we're talking all about koi ponds and water gardens and everything that goes along with it. I have a ton of videos here on this channel. Please check them all out. I'm sure you're going to find something that interests you. I've been building koi ponds for over 25 years and I've got a lot of experience and a lot of knowledge on a lot of different things that I'm trying to share with you guys to answer your questions and to help make you more successful in your own pond keeping. So please check out the other videos. Also, I have a website, pondscapesandmore.com. Please check that out. You see a ton of videos, a ton of pictures. I have product reviews, a bunch of product links, and I also have information on wild birds, feeding and attracting wild birds, which is pretty cool as well. So please check all that out. And today's video, we are talking about UV sterilizers. I have videos that tell you all about what UV sterilizers are, how they work, and I have another video product review on Aqua ultraviolet UV lights, so you can check that out as well. But today's video we're going to be talking about care and maintenance of the UV lights, okay? Because it's really important, because if they're not working properly, they're not going to do their job, all right? So we're going to look at some different things that you need to be aware of and how to fix them, all right? Most importantly, right, we have this UV sterilizer, which is basically a tube that you pump water in one end and it comes out the other end, all right? Inside there we have an ultraviolet bulb. The ultraviolet bulb puts out UVC radiation that basically disrupts or kind of burns the algae cells. Okay, it disrupts the DNA and kills and burns the algae cells. It is not something you want to be looking at. Okay, so don't plug these units in and be looking, hey, look, that light bulb looks pretty good. Don't stare at that light for very long. It will damage your eyes. You will be seeing spots. All right. So you do not want to look at the light. Now this bulb slides inside this unit. There's usually what's called the quartz sleeve. Kind of looks like a glass sleeve, okay, but it's made of quartz. The quartz allows the UVC radiation to move through it, okay, and into the water column that you're pumping through the UV light, okay. The bulbs in time weaken, okay, kind of like a fluorescent light. You may turn it on, you'll see that the bulb is on, okay, but it might not be at full strength, all right. So I would recommend replacing these bulbs probably every year. Okay, many of my clients, I replace that bulb every year. If I opened the pond last spring and I put a new bulb in it in March, and I'm back, this March or April to open the pond, if I don't change that bulb this spring, there's a chance that by, July, August, in the heat of the summer, that pond might start turning green. Because even though the bulb is still on, it may not be as strong. And depending on how big your pond is, how fast your water flow is through the unit, will depend on how effective that light bulb will remain as it gets older, okay? So for some people, they just say, just replace it every year, I don't have to worry about it. Other times, certain bulbs, your better quality bulbs, may last you 2 years. Okay, now I say 2 years. We turn on a pond in March, April, and I turn it off in November. Okay, I'm not running it 12 months of the year. I'm running it 8 to 9 months a year. So with 8 to 9 months a year, you may be able to get 2 years out of it, at least maybe a year and a half. But again, all right, that's up to you how often you want to change the bulbs. I will tell you, after a year's time, it's not going to be as bright and as effective as it was when it was new. All right. The other thing with these bulbs is sometimes when you check the bulb, make sure you pull the entire bulb out of the unit. Because if you just pull it out 3 inches and look, oh, it's on, and then put it back in, okay, it might not be actually giving you a good idea of the condition of that bulb. Because the power supplies on either end of the bulb, it's going to be brighter there, all right? And the middle of the bulb can be really faint. So if you just pull out that end and that little end of the bulb and you're saying, oh, look at that, it's shining bright, all right, but if you pulled out the whole length of the bulb and the whole middle is going to be like purple, like dark, okay, you know the bulb is about done, all right? So make sure, you know, you change the bulbs. The next thing is that quartz sleeve, okay, that glass sleeve that that bulb slides into. It's really important that that stays clean, all right? If that is not clean, then the UV is not penetrating through it into the water. Thus, it's not going to be effective, all right? It's not going to kill that algae or anything else, all right? So make sure that that stays clean. Now, some UV lights have what they call a scrubber. Okay, it's like a piece of like O-rings that go over it with a long rod in the end, and you can kind of like scrub that quartz sleeve down without removing it. I don't bother with that. It doesn't work. I don't like those things. It's easy just to unscrew the whole back cap of the UV light, pull the whole thing out, wipe it down, and put it back in when you need it. Now, if you have city water, all right, probably not going to be a big issue for you, all right? If you have well water, all right, some areas the well water is very high in iron or rust, okay, and you will get a orange coating on that whole quartz sleeve. Sometimes, again, I'll go to people's houses, the pond's turning green, okay, all the water's turning green. They look and they see that at night, you know, the light is glowing, you know, it has the lights on. I don't understand, why is my pond green? My light is on. Or they'll pull the bulb out and the bulb is shining bright. Like, why is my pond turning green? The UV's working, okay? And then I come in, and as soon as they tell me my bulb is working but my pond is green, I open up the unit and pull the quartz sleeve out and go, hey, look at that, okay? It's a mess. So they really have to be scrubbed. If the rust, the iron deposits on that sleeve are really thick and heavy, it's really hard to clean it. I would suggest cleaning it. I use filter pads, something that's kind of abrasive, to really clean that sleeve off and you know, so it's nice and clear again. Sometimes it doesn't really get that clear. Sometimes it cleans up, but there's still like a yellowy orange film on it. At that point, I would say replace the whole quartz sleeve, okay? It's really important that that stays nice and clean so that light shines through it, all right? Other maintenance, okay, make sure that any rubber seals that you use to attach to the quartz sleeve to keep the water from coming out into the electronics, the electric connectors of the light, make sure that those rubber seals are all nice and tight and not dry rotting and not leaking. If any water gets out and into the quartz sleeve where the bulb is, okay, it can cause basically like almost a fire, all right, where the end cap of the bulb and the 4-pin connectors where the electronics, you know, the ballast connects to the bulb will burn, all right, and it can all melt inside there. Yeah, we don't want water in there. Make sure there's no water, you know, inside that quartz sleeve where the bulb is at. Also, try not to touch the bulbs. All right, any oil and greasy stuff from your fingers gets on the bulb, it can shorten the life of the bulb. So I usually, you know, either just hold it with a little towel and slide it in, or just hold the ends of the bulb, you know, as you slide it into the unit, and not, you know, touch the actual glass on the bulb itself. All right. Other than that, you know, the ballast, the power supplies occasionally, burn out and you need to replace the power supplies. But other than that, it's a really pretty simple unit, okay? It's water in one way, water out the other side, okay? And the bulb is in there emitting that UVC, and that's it, okay? It's a pretty simple unit. Just make sure, like I said, the rubber seals are tight, all right? The bulbs are fresh and new, and the quartz sleeve is clean. If we have that, it's gonna work. All right, it's gonna work. It's really a pretty simple concept. All right. Every year, if you live in a place where it gets really cold and we disconnect the ponds for the winter, you blow the pipes out, remove the UV lights. They should have unions on them. When you install them, you should have a unit so that you can remove the whole unit from the plumbing. Drain all the water out of it, all right? Put it away. Put it in your shed, put it in the garage, put it in the basement, wherever you want to put it so that it's protected. If you leave water in that quartz sleeve, inside that whole UV light, and it freezes, it can crack. It's a glass sleeve inside, okay? That quartz sleeve can break easily. If the quartz sleeve breaks, all right, and you turn on your pond, then the water is going to hit the bulb, all right? It's going to destroy the bulb, and it's going to get into the electronics, right? Into that connector for the ballast. And I've seen water travel through the electric cord and into the ballast unit itself. I'll take the ballast and shake it and hear water inside of it, okay? So if your quartz sleeve should break, be it ice or just, taking a hit or something, okay? It's not just a matter of replacing the quartz sleeve, all right? Because like I said, the quartz sleeve is going to break, you need to replace it. The bulb is going to get wet, it'll probably burn up. And then the water can get into electronics and short the ballasts out. So break the quartz sleeve, you're probably going to be replacing the quartz sleeve, the bulb, and the ballast, all right? That's a pretty expensive repair, all right? So be very careful with that quartz sleeve. Always make sure that the integrity of that sleeve is good and those seals are nice and tight and you're good to go, all right? But yeah, disconnect those lights for the winter, bring them in so that nothing freezes inside of it. I've seen people who've left those lights outside in the winter, and not only does it break the quartz sleeve, the ballast and all that, and the bulbs, it also can crack the entire housing of the unit. And these things are not cheap, so now we need to replace the entire unit, all right? And like I said, it's not cheap. It's an expensive little repair. So just take care of it, all right? All right, so that pretty much wraps it up, okay? Those are some simple points about the UV lights that you need to be aware of and how to maintain them and keep them working properly, all right? So I hope that helped you out. Again, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, check out my Instagram, Facebook pages, as well as my website, pondscapesandmore.com. And thank you for watching the video. Hopefully we'll see you back soon again at another video. Take care, have a great day, happy ponding. Bye.